already very well known about conductor, insulator, and then semiconductor. What is conductor?
Substance or material that flows
electric current, that is called as conductor. What is insulator? Does not conducting current, that is called as insulator. For example, for conductor, copper, and then insulator, rubber, plastic, etc. These are the example for insulator. And then now we are going to discuss about semiconductor. What is semiconductor? Partially conducting materials. At low temperature, semiconductor acts as a conductor. At low temperature, semiconductor acts as an insulator, and when temperature is increases, semiconductor acts as a conductor. Okay. Now we are going to determine the band gap energy of semiconductor. Using this experiment, we calculating the band gap energy. First of all, what is semiconductor? Already we will know at low temperature, semiconductor act as a insulator. At temperature increases, it is filtered into conductors. Okay. In this case, there is two types. What are the two types? Intrinsic semiconductor and then extrinsic semiconductor. Okay. What is intrinsic semiconductor? And intrinsic is nothing but very pure semiconducting material is called as intrinsic semiconductor. And then what is extrinsic semiconductor? Impure semiconducting material called as extrinsic semiconductor. It is called as impure. Okay, in this case, what is impure matter? What is the example of semiconductors? Silicon, and then one more. Silicon and then germanium. For example of semiconductor is silicon and then germanium. These are the example for intrinsic semiconductor. And then extrinsic, already I told, impure semiconducting material called as extrinsic semiconductor. In this case, based on doping materials, extrinsic semiconductor are also classified into two types. What are the two types? P type and then N type. And then in this case, P-type semiconductor majority charge carriers. In this case, P-type semiconductor majority charge carriers electrons, and then N-type semiconductor majority charge carriers holes. P-type and then N-type semiconductor. In this P-type semiconductor, majority charge carrier is holes, and this N-type semiconductor electrons. In this case, holes. P-type semiconductor is trivalent element, and then N-type semiconductor is pentavalent element. Okay, now we are going to discuss about band gap energy. In experimentally, we calculating band gap energy. What is band gap? What is band gap? This is the conduction. Band gap energy. The distance between the valence band and then conduction band. The distance between the valence band and then conduction band called as band gap energy. This is the Eg. We find out the value of Eg. Okay. In experimentally, we prove the value of band gap energy of silicon and then germanium. What is the experimental result of germanium? Band gap energy. 0.7. In this case, germanium 0.7 and then silicon is 1.1 electron volt, and in this case of germanium 0.7 electron volt. Now we practically find out the value of germanium. We are going to discuss about variation of Fermi energy level and chemical concentration with temperature. Okay. Next topic. Variation of Fermi energy level. Variation of Fermi energy level and carrier concentration. Variation of Fermi energy level and carrier concentration in N-type semiconductor. temperature in N-type semiconductor. In previous class, in intrinsic semiconductor, Fermi energy level intermediate between valence band and then conduction band. In terms of extrinsic semiconductor, there is two types, N-type and then P-type based on impurities. In this case, in N-type semiconductor, Fermi energy level is nearest to the Fermi energy level is intermediate between donor energy level and then conduction level. The graph is plotted between temperature. Graph is plotted between temperature and energy. First one, this is denoted by EB, and then conduction band is EC, and then donor energy level is denoted by, this is the ED. And then always in this case of N-type semiconductor, Fermi energy level always intermediate between the donor energy level and the conduction band. That is called as EF. In this case of this is EI. EI is denoted by Fermi energy level in intrinsic semiconductor. I is denoted by Fermi energy level in intrinsic semiconductor. In basic intrinsic semiconductors, the Fermi energy level intermediate between valence band and then conduction band. In terms of N-type semiconductor, Fermi energy level is intermediate between donor energy level and then conduction band. At low temperature, temperature T is equal to 0, the Fermi energy level always present in the energy level ED and EC. For example, temperature is increases, for some electrons goes to and shifted to donor energy level to conduction band. At this time, the vacancy is created, and also Fermi energy level also varies below the donor energy level. This is the diagram about Fermi energy diagram with temperature. For example, up to the Fermi energy level is reduced up to the level of intrinsic semiconductor. So we concluded that in this case of N-type semiconductor, Fermi energy level always at low